Hey, what's up, guys? Houston here. Look, if you're looking to start a new LLC in California, you're trying to raise up to $100,000 in business credit funding. I'm going to show you the proper steps. Now, here's the thing about it. You want to avoid these mistakes when you're starting your LLC in California. Now, the first mistake you want to avoid is making sure that the name you choose isn't too vague. And what I mean by that, a lot of people are saying, "Oh, just choose a name that they can guess at." You do not want to do that. All right. So, like, you know how people, like the companies like Tesla, you have Facebook, right? All right. So people know those are technology companies or whatever. All right, because they understand their NAICS code. Right. However, a lot of people they may choose a generic company, okay, company name. However, it may be matched up with another company that's similar to that, and that other company is a high risk NAICS code, which can make it hard to get business credit funding. So you have to be very cautious in terms of the information that people are saying because it may not be as accurate and it can actually penalize you. If you're going to start your company, say you're going to start a marketing company in California, you might as well say like your first initials, John J. Marketing services or agency or something like that. Something that the banks really understand without them having to always guess what's your NAICS code. Okay. The easier you make it for the banks to know what it is you actually do, the easier it is for them to push for you to get funding. All right, so that's the first mistake a lot of people make. Another mistake that a lot of people make is choosing the right state for your LLC. Okay, and as you can see here, I say avoid these here states, right? Nevada, Wyoming, Delaware, South Dakota. Now, the reason why I say that is because a lot of people they would tell you to go to these states and set up your LLC. Well, here's the thing about it. If you set up your LLC in these here states, okay? You set it up there. However, if you're in the state of California, you still have to register as a foreign entity. So now you're paying the registered agent fee plus the foreign entity fee. Now, a lot of people say, well, you don't have any state tax. Yes, that's correct. You may not have any state tax in these states. However, if a liability, if you're in California and you create a liability for your business in California, California state laws could supersede where your business is actually registered at. Okay. And so a lot of people do not explain this. So you have to be very careful. That's the reason I say that if you're in the state of California, register the business in the state of California. And the reason is because if the state of California has funding, small business grants or something for businesses in California, it makes it much easier for you to qualify versus you being a foreign entity. Now, that does not say that they will look over you as a foreign entity. However, people that are actually registered as full owned businesses in the state of California, they will get precedent over you as a foreign entity. Okay, so that's the second thing. The third thing is avoid using chef corporations. Now, I know this is big because a lot of people hear, hey, I'm going to start a chef corporation and I'm going to get funding. Well, it doesn't work exactly like that. Okay. And here's the reason why. You see, that's why I'm talking about taxes. A lot of people, they, bring these chef corporations, or they may have had these chef corporations, but they never kept up with the taxes. Okay. They never had active bank accounts. Also, you see what it means about the flagged address? When you're using a virtual address, okay, that virtual address may have been used by another company or entity, right? And that company went belly up and did not satisfy those debts, right? Anything that's related or associated with that company is being red flagged or penalized, right? So when you buy this chef corporation and you go to get funding and you have this here registered this registered virtual address on your application. Some banks may refuse to actually open up a bank account for you because this address is flagged, right? Now, you bought the Chef Corporation also in terms of, is the company a high risk NAICS code? So, is it a high risk NAICS code? Now, again, going back to the taxes and the bank accounts, what could happen is that because you don't have taxes as well as active bank account, you're just looked at as a regular company, a brand new company anyway. So I always tell people I would not invest into a chef corporation. I would just start from the beginning. Okay. I know people looking at the agent or whatever, and the agent mainly is like for loans. But for most banks, when you don't have a relationship, they're going to start you out with business credit cards anyway. Business credit cards and lines of credit, because with banks, when they issue loans, it's too much red tape. So they don't want to go back and forth issuing red tape. You heard me mention about high risk NAICS codes. All right. And these are the top high risk NAICS code: restaurant, consulting, credit repair, trucking, porn, gambling, MLM, weapons, ammo, money lending, um, and real estate investing, right? So let's break this down. So if you're in the restaurant business, then you are in the food distribution business. You're not in the restaurant business. You're in the food distribution business. It has a lower NAICS code. If you're in consulting, then since consulting is living out of the box, then you want to represent yourself as a marketing company or something similar to that. Then if you're in credit repair, because these companies, let me explain about the high risk NAICS code. The high risk NAICS code mean that the federal government heavily regulate these here industries, right? And because the federal government heavily regulate these industries, what ends up happening is that people have been taken advantage of in these industries and stuff like that. So the government is like, well, these type of industries we want to put on the high risk list to let people know that these are bad companies, right? Even though you may not be doing nothing bad. It's just that these are high risk NAICS code. So like when you're in the credit repair business, you're not in the credit repair business. It's so highly regulated. You're in the document preparation business. If you're in the trucking industry, you're not in the trucking industry. You're in the excuse me. If you're not in the trucking industry, you are in the delivery business, okay? You're in the delivery business. You're not in the trucking industry, all right? So then, of course, you have porn, gambling, MLM, multi-level marketing, uh, money lending. So, like, say that you wanted to start an ATM business, right? So, if you wanted to start an ATM business, that's in the money lending industry. And of course, with real estate investing, you're not in the real estate investing. You're in the property um, you're in the property repair business or something like that, but you're not in the investing business. This will raise a flag. So you're not in these industries. And of course, if you need help with setting up the right NAICS code for your new LLC, you can click the link in the description. Here's something that's really big that a lot of people are doing and they're not aware that it's wrong. Choosing the right EIN number, right? Don't mix your EIN numbers, is what I'm saying. So you may have a DBA with an EIN number, right? Then you decide, hey, I'm gonna start a new LLC in California. So what ends up happening, you decide you want to keep your EIN number because it has history. You can't do that, or you shouldn't do that, because what you can do, the old data with that EIN number going over to your new EIN number, that data is mixing up and it can create an audit for you. So, whenever you start a new LLC in California, you want to make sure you get a new EIN number. And that, again, that's something that we can help you with. The next step would be choosing the right business bank account. And this is very important, especially when you're trying to get up to $100,000 in business credit funding. Choosing the right business bank account is very important. And so this is the reason why that I have these tiers. You have tier one, tier two, and tier three. Actually, there's a fourth tier, but I left that one out and it's intentional. But focusing on where you would start. These are your major banks. These are your tier one. Now you would set up your accounts with these here. So Chase, Capital One, Citibank. Now some of you all are wondering, well, why not American Express? Why not US Bank? Why not Bank of America? Because they only report to the Small Business Financial Exchange, and then the information is picked up with Experian and then done in Bradstreet, right? So you want to know that all of your business transactions are actually being reported properly. So you can start with a Chase, a Capital One, and a Citibank. All right. Now, here's the thing about it. I would not immediately start applying for business credit card, business lines of credit with them. I would look at my tier two, which is your community and regional banks, which is Truist, Citizens, BMO, PNC. Now, here's the thing. Truist, they report to Small Business Financial Exchange too. Citizens reports to small business. BMO and PNC, they also report to Small Business Financial Exchange. Now, Truist pulls Equifax FICO 8, Citizens pulls Equifax FICO 8, BMO, they pull TransUnion Vantage 4, PNC, they pull Ex- Experian FICO 9. Okay, so these here regional and community banks, they will give you a bigger opportunity because they'll give you more money starting out with no revenue in the business. Now, all of these institutions will give you money with no revenue in the business. So just keep that in mind. Then your tier three is your credit union. So you have Navy Federal, you have BCU, Baxter Credit Union, then you have NASA. Now, Navy Federal is Experian FICO 9. Okay. BCU is a Vantage TransUnion 3. NASA is a Vantage TransUnion 4. Okay. So these institutions is where you want to start at to get your business funding. Okay. And the bank accounts you want to have. Now, this isn't written in stone. This is just a map that I'm just pointing out that may be useful to you. Another thing is boosting up your business credit score. Before you even start applying for like your lines of credit, your business loans. Again, so you have like your net 30s, okay? Now I know a lot of people wonder about what about Dun and Bradstreet, paydex score and stuff like that, and then I'll explain that in a minute. But these are some of your top tier business credit builders, right? So you have Credible, and they report to Dun and Bradstreet, Experian, Equifax, and Credit Safe. So like your utility bills and things of that nature. Even if you have a home-based office, they will report that on you for your business credit file. Then you have Summa Office Supply, Experian, Equifax, right? Then you have Shirtsy. Shirtsy is supported by Dun and Bradstreet, okay? And so with them, they report to Dun and Bradstreet, Experian, Equifax, Credit Safe, Small Business Financial Exchange, and Sonia. You have Wise Business Plan, which reports to Equifax, Experian, Dun and Bradstreet. You have NAV, which reports to Experian, Equifax. They just now started reporting back to Dun and Bradstreet. Now, I forgot to add Fair Figure on here. Now, Fair Figure is another one that reports to Dun and Bradstreet, Experian, Equifax, Credit Safe as well. Okay. And with NAV as well as Fair Figure, they will actually give you two trade lines. Now, NAV will give you a business credit card, charge card, as well as a trade line for reporting your business transactions. And with credit Fair Figure, they'll give you a loan and a trade line as well. After you done added your net 30s and stuff, the next thing is choosing your first business credit card. Now, I was talking about NAB Prime. They have the NAB Prime business credit card. Now, with this credit card, it is a charge card. Okay. However, this is the mistake a lot of people make. They will get approved for this card because they don't do a hard pull on your credit. So there's no credit check. You don't have to put no deposit up. Okay. And it's giving you a positive trade line that reports to Experian, Equifax, and Dun and Bradstreet. And so with some people, they may only give them $500. Well, people won't use the card, okay, because it's only $500. But the thing about it, it's a trade line to help you build up your business credit file. So even if it's only 500 and you utilize and buying gas for the car, buying equipment for the office, or paying a cell phone bill or something like that, use it so they can actually have data that they can actually report to the business credit bureaus to help build up your business credit file. All right. So that's the first one. Then you have Capital One Spark Classic. The Capital One Spark Classic Gold card, this here card, you only need a 580 credit score. Okay. And usually I've seen people get anywhere from 2,000, 3,000, even with bad credit. Now, people have had a bad relationship with Capital One on a personal side and still have gotten approved for this Capital One Spark Classic card. So that's the reason I tell people you really should take a look at this card. Now, the downside of the card, it does report on the personal and business side, but it is a good card to start out with. Then you have this other card called CorePay. Now, here's the thing about it with CorePay. With CorePay, they pull Experian FICO 8, but you only need a 600 credit score. Now, it's a charge card as well. All right. So it is a charge card, but at the same time, it reports to Experian, Equifax, and Dun and Bradstreet. So you want cards that actually is helping you build up your business credit file, especially when you have bad credit. Now, the next one is Bank of America, and I misspelled America. My bad on that. But their secured card. Now you need to have at least $1,000 for this secured card, but it does report to Small Business Financial Exchange, and it starts to build a relationship with Bank of America. Okay, then you have the you have the Bill.com Divvy card. Okay, now with this here card, again, it's like a charge card. So with this here card, you get 1 week to pay, or bi-weekly, or you can choose monthly. Now, if you choose monthly, they give you a lower amount. If you choose 1 week, they give you a higher amount. All right. So that's a card to have as well. And so they go off of mainly like if you have any deposits from your business and things of that nature. Then the next card is Capital One Tap. Now, in order to get this card, yes, you do have to have some type of revenue in the business to qualify. But at the same time, once you qualify for this card, again, it's a unsecured card. Now, here's the thing about it. I would tell people about the Capital One Tap. Please be careful because with this here card, if they ask for your invoices or bank statement and you can't produce them, they will shut it down. Now, I hope this here video helps you. Again, if you want the full video series that I put out, then type Houston below and I'll send you over the full video series. I'll see you in the next video.